Take a deep breath, guys. Let's breathe in and breathe out because I was in your spot at one point. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to yet another one of my videos. If you guys are new to my page, my name is Christine and I'm a 4th semester nursing student. I have taken an accelerated route, so I only did 16 months of nursing school and I'm actually in my last semester, which I'm shocked, okay? Never thought that I would get to my last semester, but here we are. So with that being said, that means I took a lot of exams, a lot of nursing school exams, did a lot of practice questions. So I kind of would say I know how to navigate practice questions and test questions because I've done so many of them. They all like are similar to me now. They all say the same thing. I'm looking for the same clues and trying to get the same answers basically. Well, I had to take the comp predictor. And if you use ATI, you know, the comp predictor basically tells you how well you would do for the NCLEX. And if you go to Kaiser or a school that puts a lot of emphasis to the comp predictor, you know you have to study basically for it. Kaiser puts so much emphasis to get a 74 and above because a 74 translates to a 94% of passing the NCLEX. I got an 83. So that means 99% of passing the NCLEX if I took it my first time. Round of applause because I studied my butt off for that. Now, let's take a deep breath, guys. Let's breathe in and breathe out because I was in your spot at one point, okay? I was stressing out for the comp predictor, stressing myself, like acne everywhere and thinking that I'm not gonna pass it. So let's just breathe in and breathe out because I was there and I was as scared as you. I thought I was gonna fail it, but I'm living proof that I didn't. And you won't either. Besties, I passed my comp predictor! I literally passed it. I'm so happy. Like, this exam could have held me back if I didn't pass it. So I put so much emphasis. I didn't talk to anybody this weekend. I didn't make any videos. I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this comp predictor, make sure that I know my material. And I passed it. And literally, I could cry. I could cry right now because that's it, I'm graduating. Like, this exam would have held me back from graduation. Now there's nothing holding me back. Nothing. And let me tell you, I woke up this morning and I usually go to school kind of early. I had the exam at 10 o'clock and I usually go early to school because Tampa traffic, if you're from Tampa, you know, it's chaotic. So I got there at 7:30 and I don't know what was happening with my bowel movements, but like they were not working. Like I was dry heaving. I was so nauseous. I literally felt like I had to shit. Okay, TMI, sorry, but you're on nursing TikTok. So yeah, I felt like I had to like shit, right? Okay, tried to, nothing worked. So I tried taking a nap, didn't work. My anxiety was on a overtime. It was like boom, 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 right? Okay, so that happened. Got to the test room, took my test. And there was moments where my heart would be like, boom, 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 boom. And then I'll be like super relaxed. And then I got to question 170 out of 180. Okay. If I was hooked up to a cardiac monitor, they would literally be running into the room thinking that I'm like dying because the way that my heart was out of my chest. And then I pressed finish test and I got my score and I passed. So yes, I will make a video on what I studied and how I studied because I know you guys are gonna ask and I got it with you guys. I got my besties. I take the comp predictor. It was honestly easier than I imagined it would be. I've talked to other nursing students who have taken the comp predictor from other schools and one of the girls that I talked to said she said something that made sense. She was like that the NCLEX and the ATI comp predictor that go over basic level information of everything because they can't really go in depth, which makes sense if you think about it. Like the comp predictor is I thought it was very surface level, unlike your nursing exams that are very in-depth. Like if you take a cardiac exam because you're in med surg, it's going to be cardiac in-depth information, unlike the comp predictor, which is just surface level for everything. When I entered my leadership, my last class, basically, my last semester, I read the syllabus and I wrote down on my planner when my comp predictor was going to be because I wanted to start studying as soon as possible. With these type of exams, I studied everything. I studied pharm, but little by little, because I am the person that I don't like to rush my studying. I like to space it out, make sure I actually learn the material and it's just not like crammed in my head. So I learned everything, every subject one by one. I started with pharm and because I had a pharmacology proctored exam coming up, so I had to study for that. And then I did med surg, maternity, and then peds. And then mental health, for some reason, is not my friend. I don't know what it is, but mental health and me, we're not friends. But I feel like I've studied it so much now that I do better in mental health than anything, which is kind of crazy to me. But with that being said, I did every single subject, and how I studied for that was with the Sanders NCLEX book, this one right here. I studied this, and I tried to get through the whole book. Now, I didn't get through the whole book, but I tried really hard. I think for pharmacology, I did most of the questions, and I like this book because your textbooks in nursing school, they have so much fluff, okay? And we already are learning so many things at one time. We need a book that compresses it. That's why I like ATI as well, because ATI is straight to the point, straight to it. And people have said that ATI questions are harder than the NCLEX questions, which to me, if that is true, then I'm glad, because ATI questions contradict themselves sometimes. But this book, like, my teacher recommended to us in the beginning of the semester. She said that she had to do nursing school all over again, she would get this book. And honestly, I agree with her, because this book has everything but literally what you need to know. Not cute little fluff to it and adds cushions, the disease. No, it tells you the signs and symptoms of the disease, why you should look for it, what interventions to do as a nurse, basically what you know you need to pass the NCLEX. And I like how each thing is separated, each chapter, each category, like it has like peds, diseases, lungs, or cardiac, and then it goes to the meds. And then after each lesson, there is a like questions, which helps. And then also too, there's a code that you can use so you can get more online questions. So that's what I did too. But I used this book. So I bought the 9th edition. I also have the 8th one. Not much of a difference between the 9th and the 8th. I promise you, it really isn't. So if you have the 8th one, it's perfectly fine. I just was being annoying, and I wanted to buy the 9th one because I wanted a fresh book to study freshly. I don't know, I'm crazy. So that's what I did. I got this, and you see, like, this doesn't have any answers to it because I didn't do it, but this book is very helpful. I use this to study for my comp predictor and just review on the chapters I didn't know. Like, there's some chapters in nursing school that they may not even go into depth. Mine was cancer, mine was skin. They didn't eyeballs, like glaucoma. They didn't go into that as much as you would think. So I used this book to go into those chapters that I needed to. Also mental health, because I said before mental health is one of my weakest, and I think it's actually one of my strengths. But I used this to help. So this one, I'm gonna link it down below. It's so helpful, guys. Honestly, I recommend, and I say get this book in the beginning of your nursing school journey or career, because it goes over everything. Everything is in, how many pages is this? This almost 1,000-page book. Everything you need to know in nursing school is in this book. Now, with that being said, I used this book, and then also my teacher scheduled a live review with ATI literally the week before we had the comp predictor. So this live review was 3 days. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 10 to 5. And honestly, very helpful. If you can schedule, if your school schedules it before your comp predictor, I tell you to use it. Literally, it was so helpful. The nurse that came, she helped us, kind of made us look at how the question is being asked and what we need to look for. I definitely think that that helped a lot, because she went over important material for each subject. And then as well, we got the pink book. Now, I have always loved the color of this book, and as a first semester nursing student, I wanted this book, okay? I wanted it because it's cute, and also because it has everything from like your whole nursing journey, basically. And this book, just how like Sanders has the same thing. This book, I went through this whole book, guys. So the week before, like I said, had the comp predictor. The week before I had the live review. So I would review this when she was reviewing as well. Very helpful, straight to the point, okay? Has questions in here. In the back, it has like its own comp predictor assessment. Very helpful. I went through this book, and I didn't go as much in depth when it came to maternity and peds, because I feel like those are my strongest. So I hit really hard pharm and med surg and mental health, but more so med surg, because I feel like I've lost a little bit of med surg information, because I took it like what, 2 semesters ago, but I used this book in conjunction with the Sanders NCLEX RM. And this helped. If you can get your hands on this, or if your school gives it to you, start studying it right away. Now, like I said before, I looked at my syllabus and I saw what my comp predictor was. Guys, it is important to space out your studying. Do not like put it all together and try to study the week before. If you can study a little bit by a little bit, study a little bit by a little bit. Like literally take your time studying. I also use some UWorld questions. I tried to use a lot of ATI dynamic quizzes, dynamic questions. I also have board vitals, which I think you get in your last semester. I'm not sure how your school works, but for my school, you get in your last semester. I tried to do a lot of practice questions when it came to ATI because it is an ATI exam, so might as well try to do all ATI questions on their website that you can. I redid some modules for fundies, and I just tried, like I used the whole website, guys. I used their website, their book, because like I said, it is an ATI exam, like it's gonna, you know. As well, what I did was I would look up on Quizlet ATI rumination for comprehensive predictor, and there I would go from there and I would see what most students missed and study that, because that would show you kind of like if they're missing that, then most likely it's going to be on the exam. Also, I looked up like practice questions. I even looked up practice questions for HESI, for Kaplan. Yeah, questions I could get my hands on, like their practice questions through Quizlet, because it's all the same information but just being tested differently through nursing programs. So if I could answer Kaplan's questions and HESI's questions, I felt really good about it. The night before, I didn't study that much. I just very much relaxed, and then I took it, and it was very anxiety ridden. I will tell you that I had so much anxiety throughout the whole test. I usually have anxiety for proctored exams in the beginning. I start taking the test, and I'm like, okay, like this isn't as bad, and then I get my score. But throughout my whole test, I was nerve-wracked. Like I was so nervous, but I got my score at the end. And honestly, guys, I stressed myself out more than I should have, and it's easier said than done to be like, hey, don't stress. But I just want you to know that I was there. I know how it feels to be so nervous, to be so stressed out, to be basically like don't talk to me, like I need to study for this exam. But I want you guys to know that you will pass. You will do it. You will pass. You will get a great grade on the comp predictor. You know, like you will be a nurse. You will do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I want you guys to let me know if you passed your comp predictor. Go ahead and put it in the comments, please. Like, let me know. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you in my next video, guys. Love ya.